every 65 minutes, a veteran will commit suicide. Think about the math for a second. That means 22 veterans are lost every day to suicide. That's men or women who have gone overseas and fought in a battle and come home, and the most two common things they probably heard were, "Thank you for your service, and I'm glad you made it back safe." But they weren't back safe. They weren't home. They left one battle, and they came back to another one where they're fighting many problems that have led to 22 veterans plus one active duty service member a day to commit suicide. According to Brian Kinsella, a veteran and founder of an organization called Stop Soldier Suicide, the government didn't even track this problem really until about 2009. And they found out in a 2012 study by the Department of Veterans Affairs that more veterans had committed suicide than they had lost soldiers in Iraq and Afghanistan combined to combat-related deaths. If our government wasn't aware of this problem, how could we be aware of this problem? We could not know the extent of the hurt these men and women felt when they came home. For example, 88% of this class felt that veteran-related mental health issues was an important issue, but they didn't really have an idea of what to do about it. 71% had average to no knowledge of what was being done to combat the issue. There was a lack of awareness through the government and in society. But more importantly, hand in hand with that lack of awareness is the stigma that is perceived by veterans when they come home, that if they have PTSD or mental health issues, that society sees that as a problem and a weakness, so they don't speak out. Men and women are coming home from war and leaving the military with this emotional baggage. This idea where they struggle to find jobs or maintain relationships. Some of us are making it back and they're just not knowing how to find help, how to seek help. They think that someone's going to think less of them if they seek help. A study done by the RAND Corporation and a veterans nonprofit in New York found out that 14% of veterans surveyed felt their family or friends would think less of them if they sought mental health care treatment. 56% were worried they would lose their current job in the military if they admitted to having PTSD, depression, or suicidal thoughts. Our service members are afraid to admit that they have this stigma. Society is largely not aware that there's a problem. So what do? How do we change this? What we need to do is to pressure the government to pass further legislation that will focus on more resources for veterans when they come home, when they transition from the military to society. There's already some legislation out there. I'll give President Obama and the current administration some credit with a veteran reform bill that was passed in August of this year and some other legislation that will help resources out at Veterans Affairs hospitals. But those are reactive measures. They're not proactive. They don't attack awareness and stigma. There's an act on the floor right now in Congress called the SAV, the Suicide Prevention Act for American Veterans, but it doesn't have a voice. We need to create awareness campaigns that specifically focus on reducing the stigma in society, to where soldiers feel like they can come home and find help without being embarrassed to do so. The good thing about this is there was organizations out there already doing this. Organizations like Mission 22, Stop Soldier Suicide, and Frago, among others, are out there and just need support. The real solution is going to be you. We live in a time where we're very understanding, we're very accepting of diversity and change. Millennials, more than ever, are willing to stand up to the government and speak out. Look at issues for LGBT rights that have changed in our generation. If we get behind these awareness campaigns, we can do a lot more. Brian Kinsella, the veteran co-founder of Stop Soldier Suicide, said it best. We must generate awareness and outreach to change the way soldiers think about mental health care and the stigma of receiving treatment. We need a paradigm shift in the way that we think about suicide, treatment, and mental health care. I'm here to tell you this doesn't require a lot of your time and money. I'm not asking for a lot of money. Mission 22 is just starting a hashtag to where you go online, you go on Twitter, and you find a number 22 anywhere, and you go on, you tweet that out, and you just mention something about standing up against veteran suicide and stopping the epidemic. It's something simple like that. Imagine if we could get behind that like we did the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge or something else like that that's just a viral sensation. It doesn't require a lot of your time and money. So awareness plus support will improve the legislation. We can challenge the government by standing up and speaking out. We need to rid our society of this stigma that hurting inside and needing help is a weakness. Once the stigma is gone, these veterans and active duty service members will feel more comfortable speaking up and finding help. Less than 1% of all Americans serve in the military. Yet they are coming home from war scared to talk about their problems, scared to connect and find relationships and seek help for issues such as PTSD, traumatic brain injury, and depression. Every day, 22 of those men and women lose hope. I challenge you to stand up, to be the 99%, and to speak for them. This is a war on suicide, and we are losing. But with the 99%, with your support, helping out with organizations like Mission 22, or standing up and just making a Facebook post on your own, anything that simple, you can be the 99% that fights this battle with us, and we can win. Thank you.